You know
Are
what?
we?
Let me.
Are we going cold open here? I think we're going cold open.
Always about cold opens, don't you think?
But
Welcome
then,
to things.
but then you can do this.
Fuck you, Baltimore!
Hey, I like a good fucking of Baltimore. Everyone loves it.
All right, hey everybody, here we're doing a show. We're live. It has been a Sunday of the NFL, and things happened. And I think the NFL was drunk. What do you think, Tree?
A
What do you
1
think
p.m.
happened
second.
today?
1 p.m. Oh yeah, dude. It was chugging that Malort and that tequila both at the same time. Good lord.
It was like
Uh,
this.
Here, please hit me as hard as you can.
Squidward, I'm working in
Oh,
the
you
kitchen.
found Bears fans. Good for you.
At night.
Don't hold back.
Hey,
All right, this is the Sunday night shit show. We just quickly recap all the games before we head into the work week, and then
Yep.
Tuesday night we tier make all the teams. But today was amazing for the Giants. We secured our spot as the number 2 overall draft pick. Right now,
Never-
currently, should the season
mean-
end, we do get the number 2 overall, and Jacksonville has the number 1, and they are not taking a quarterback. So the Giants
Well,
are
what
in
happens
prime position.
if the Raiders trade up? Because Jacksonville does not need a quarterback. They will trade because somebody's going to want Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders.
That is my nightmare, is that we
Unless
have to
they
pick.
go Travis Hunter. It's the only thing I can think of.
My thing is I think that we will secure the Giants, as in we, the team that I play for. I think that
mean-
the Giants will secure the number 1 overall pick. There are no wins left in the schedule. None
are
left
bad.
whatsoever.
They'll sneak out 1 or 2 randomly and watch it be against the Cowboys or the Eagles because that's just how they roll. But dude, this past game against the Buccaneers, it's going to get bad. It is going to be free medium soda and running plays at the 1 yard or quarterback sneaks on 3rd and 9. It's good. It's that bad. Like
This team is so bad. So I was thinking about this today. The Giants, okay, say they get the number 1 overall pick, right? They need a quarterback so bad. But the problem is they need 2 pieces of the offensive line. Like, a quarterback's not going to do very good with this team because the offensive line is so fractured. Even when you get Andrea Thomas back, we need a right guard and a right tackle. So it'd be better off actually secretly to win a couple games and be kind of like 6th or 7th, not take a quarterback, get the best offensive linemen that are available, and then either sign a free agent quarterback or go out and draft one next year. And that, as painful as that is to say, we're 2 or 3 years away from a good team anyways. Like, a quarterback's not going to fix this team. A quarterback is not going to fix
that.
this.
I mean, all I got to say is Baker Mayfield. He does a better Tommy DeVito celebration than Tommy DeVito. Look at this man. Look at this man. Look at him do it. Bob bing, mamma mia, dada bing, bob bing, bob boom, bob bang. Look at that. He's doing DeVito better than DeVito, man. You can't take that smack.
I saw a tweet today that said, imagine because Tommy DeVito got hit, it said, imagine trying to evaluate an Italian American for a concussion. I was like, oh, okay. We're starting the day with violence. All right.
Nothing wrong with some good violence.
Look.
Always with the good violence.
Baker Mayfield played a great game. The Giants were bad. They were down 30-0 before they completed a pass to Malik Neighbors. Like, literally, I was so angry because I had Malik Neighbors over 6.5 catches and he caught 6 balls. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And
Malik Neighbors was flipping shit too. Like, it got bad.
He was mad. He did a post game interview where he was like, I don't know why they didn't get me the ball until the second half. Ask Dabes about that. So
yep,
I want, yeah, here it is.
I can't get the audio, but I mean, he's pissed, and I don't blame him because here's the thing: you're picked up to catch the ball. If you don't have a quarterback, then you're not going to be able to do anything. The Giants are in a soap opera shit show of disarray. I hate to say it, but you're at the point of this guy right now. you are at Joe Judge levels of ineptitude. I do not even do that as hyperbole. It's fucking bad, dude. It's bad. Like it's I don't know.
Would you stop? Would you stop with this shit?
No, I mean it is this. It is Joe Judge. Like it's chaos. No, I'm not even saying I miss him. It's just you are him.
I don't know if Daboll survives this. Like the thing is, Daboll's doing what you want him to do, which is lose games, right?
Well,
Like,
thing is, it's not even about
the-
losing games. The problem is, like, what does Mara want? Do you think, like, does Shane survive this? Because Shane's made a lot of mistakes.
He
And I
has.
know you're going to say that Daniel Jones, well, oh, look, Saquon's off running the races for a touchdown. And that's going to be his biggest mistake. They chose Danny Derps over Saquon. I know you say that's Mara, but at the same time, I mean, look, Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, Leonard Williams, the signing of Brian Burns. He's been pretty much invisible for good chunks of the season. Evan Neal's been a miserable flop. Thibodeau's been hit or miss. It just goes on and on and on. And I know some of this has to do with Dave Gettleman, but Shane, like if Joe Douglas is getting fired, Shane might not be too far behind him.
You know who Shane's starting to remind me of? Brody Van Wagenen. Like just a guy who was slick and had good hair, came in and everyone was like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. And then he was gone and then they replaced him. And then Epler came in. Well, they had the dick pic sender, whatever, Jared, whatever. And then Epler came in and fixed this team. They're going to need a guy that comes in. And I don't know if Daboll survives. I don't know. I think he knows how to coach. I don't think he's an idiot, but I think that people could be tired of his act. But that's the last thing. You know, maybe you select a coach based on who he wants to select as his quarterback. Right now, I'm kind of sensing Cam Ward. Cam Ward might be the dude.
Definitely so.
All right, let's go through the games quickly here. Fraud alert. Yeah, a lot
Kansas
of people
City,
are
Carolina.
disagreeing with me. Yeah,
Kansas City. The thing is, too, they're pulling what the 2017 and the 2020 Steelers did. Like they're squeaking out wins. They don't really look that good. They let their opponents stay in for so long, and then the high-end talent comes in and bails them out at the last moment. I've seen this movie play out before. It gets you knocked out in the first round of the playoffs or on the bye. And I know, Bryce Young looks better. He does not look like he was completely unplayable like in week 1 or week 2. And I'll give him credit for that. But is he going to be a upper crust starting caliber quarterback? I don't think so.
Every quarterback is defined by their line, and Carolina still doesn't have a line. And Patrick Mahomes.
Actually, the line has been their best part. That's the thing.
Really? I mean, I thought that Young's been getting sacked and throwing dumb passes under duress.
The O-line was the only thing that performed the first 2 weeks of the year.
Oh, well. Then why didn't they win any games? Why aren't they scoring?
Because their defense is injured to hell. They have no Derek Brown. He's been out for the year. Shaq Thompson's out for the year. J.C. Horn hasn't really been doing all that much. Like, they've been giving up the most points in the NFL. And the Rams fumble it, but their O-lineman jumps on it. I think it was Noteboom that recovered it.
I think the thing is Young has some upside still. Like, he's only in his second year. Like, he's clearly – I mean, I thought his career was over when he got benched. But he's bounced back nicely. Daniel Jones – not bouncing back. He's on the couch with us right now.
Daniel Jones will find a job. He'll play a league minimum. I mean, there are a couple teams that could probably look at him. Ooh, what position do the Eagles go in the draft?
They don't need anything. Fuck you.
I would say probably best player available. I think that's where they're going to go.
Yeah, fuck the Eagles. Y'all are fucking winning games. And you're making us Giants look terrible. I don't mean fuck you personally. Big Matt, thank you.
Giants
appreciate
are just,
the super chat.
they bad.
But I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the Eagles. I'm jealous of the Eagles, not of the Commanders, because the way they blew the fucking game. All right, Patriots,
Dolphins,
and Dolphins.
Dolphins just keep beating the Patriots in Miami. We all knew this was happening. Tua, I believe, is undefeated against the Patriots. But my thinking is this, and I found this a little bit ago. The Patriots have been getting a ton of pre-snap penalties, especially in this game. I'm trying to find it here. Here we go.
Motion
Penalty count
penalties?
include those. These are false starts, false start, holding, neutral zone infraction, holding, false start. And that was in the half.
Oh my God.
It's getting
That is
bad.
bad.
I mean, dude, they missed Dante Scarnecchia bad. It's getting atrocious.
This guy's calling for Mayo to be fired in his first season. Like, do you think a coach wants his guys to commit false starts?
Well, I think the thing is, like, it's a combination of you're in the middle of a very brutal rebuild, and not to mention that, like, Mayo went out and called his players soft, but it was like that. They played very soft today. They played a bad game. They looked flat. Miami looks strong. They're winning 3 in a row. Look out, because the Dolphins are coming back into the picture. Look at these standings. Because the Colts keep losing. The Broncos are, I mean, you could still come back from that. I mean, they're in a position where they could swipe something from Denver or the Chargers. So be careful. They're getting close. I mean, they're above the Colts now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's still got shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy that the season was over for the Finns. It looked like Tua was going to be buried in a cemetery. Like, literally, he was going to die on the field. And now they're 5-6, and he's back, and he's playing fucking great. He's fucking
I mean,
good,
barely
dude.
the Raiders, that might be the thing that helps them out here, like barely beating this team. Because remember, when they had these 4 games, they did not have a quarterback. Well, they had a quarterback like here, these 4. Like, they played bad here, barely won, and then the Colts game was just a shit show. And then
Who do they got left, though? Okay.
Here. Well, they got
the
Packers. That's going to be a
Packers.
tough one on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
They're going to be in Lambeau. The
That's
Jets, I
that's a
could see
dub.
that as a win. I mean, they have
That's a
2
dub.
games against the Jets. That's possible. The Texans they
Texans,
can
you don't
definitely
know.
win because the Texans they're a mess. They are frauds higher than level Kansas City. We'll get to them later. 49ers, they can beat them. And they can beat the Browns. I mean, they could go 5-1 here.
You're saying they finished 10, 11, and
10-7. 10-7.
10-7.
It's
11,
very
6.
possible.
That's a wild card. That's a wild
They
card.
could do it.
spot right there.
They could do it.
Big Fat Polly says that Hard Knock sealed Shane's fate. Then why keep him and Dable today? It's Sunday, November 24th. Fire him right now. Like, you don't want, like, unless you can find another GM, that's like, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know.
They probably aren't going to do it until they can get an interview process with other applicants, and they can't. do
Yeah,
that
yeah. They're
during
gonna
the
whoever the next GM is employed by somebody right now. So just don't fuck with it. Like,
Exactly.
pretend that
They'll
Shane
do
is
it,
your
and
guy.
they'll do it at the end of the year. I think they already notice it's going to come if it happens. So you never know.
I don't know, man. I think you're right, though. You have to evaluate Shane on the moves he's made, and unfortunately, they've been bad. DeAndre Baker, shit. You know, like Burns signing, I don't really like letting. If you had to pick the Burns signing and letting McKinney walk, like, those are 2 consecutive bad moves, right? And like you said, Julian Love. Anyway,
Love's been playing all right. But I mean, I have to. But I mean, if this makes you feel better, the Commanders are. What the fuck was this game? It was such a shit show. I mean, dude, there was just so much.
They had the opportunity, like, they were trailing like most of the game. It was like, it was close, and then they got behind, and then they scored a touchdown with what, 30 seconds left or something?
This is all you need to know.
Mhm.
This was at 5:23. First game with 2 missed PAT, 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns, and a blocked punt and a blocked
field goal. Yeah,
Yes.
that's like, it has to be.
It was a shit show. It was a terrible game. And my favorite part, oh, dude, I laughed hysterically for 5 minutes when this happened. And when they had the big touchdown, nobody's blocking anything. I mean, you have this happening right now. Cavante Turpin backs it through. Madden 2003 spin move. What? Like that? He just run through that. You fell for the oldest trick in the book. Look at that. Look at that. What? You know, you used to do that all the time. You run it forward and then you move back to the side and everyone would get fooled. That's what happened. And he's just, nope, gone. And it's even worse because there's that Terry McLaurin touchdown where the Cowboys defense decided they just wanted to script everything. Just script everything.
Mhm. Yeah, they're
all
like,
you
"Let's
had
just
to do
give up."
was tackle him. All you had to do was fucking tackle the guy. What are you doing?
That is unacceptable as a defense. That's the other thing. Why did the Commanders go for one right there? They should have just gone for the win, right? You just they had all the momentum. The Cowboys defense just gave up a 99-yard play, and then Seibert does this. Like
Well,
he
it's not
knew
even
it as
that.
soon. Back it up. He knew it as soon as he missed
It
it.
was a
Look at
little
it.
snap.
Oh, bad
I
snap.
was thinking at the time too. I'm like, oh god, what happens if they miss the field goal? I was just
Mhm.
thinking that at the time. And then the bad snap, can't corral
Pathetic
it,
snap.
and then he has to misadjust.
It
and
offed his
that's what
time.
happened.
It messed up his timing, and he was like, "Fuck you." Yeah, back in the day when extra points were only 15 yards, you could overcome that shit. Now that you don't get that, oh man, people are gonna
Do you
blame
remember?
Seibert. That's
no,
not
it's
his
not
fault.
Seibert. It was the whole Washington team. They played like shit all game. That is not on Seibert. That's on the long snapper. And not to mention, do you remember the Doug Bryan miss after the River City relay? That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah,
And they missed the extra point to tie the game. This is what that was. And I was laughing
so
for 5
heartbreaking.
straight minutes. Dude, it was glorious.
If you're a Commanders fan, like, how do you get up? Like they
it
started
was the
7-2.
funniest 10 minutes of the NFL season.
Yes,
It was so funny.
yes.
It was so
All right,
bad.
let's go to the next game.
Yep. Oh, we got Tennessee, Houston. Another hilarious game. The Texans
Levis.
are super frauds. They are super frauds. Oh, my Lord. You lost the game where Doug Bryan, or I'm sorry, not Doug Bryan, Houston, or when Will Levis did this. In the most obvious pick six I have ever imagined. Remember,
Yes.
this reminds me of Nathan Peterman 5 years ago. Throws a pick six in the same manner. Crossing route, Vander reads it the whole way. Like,
Mhm.
he didn't even see the guy. Like, he's just right there. Unless it's like, I think what happened was this guy was shielding him and Levis couldn't see him.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Levis didn't see him
And
at
then
all.
by that point, it's like, oops.
Yep, he let it go, but ultimately, it didn't cost them the game.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what happens later? What happened?
Well, what happened was full Texans. Full Texans
Yes.
happened, and Kaimi Fairbairn missed a gimme 28-yard field goal. And it was a good snap and a hold.
Yep,
He
good
just
snap,
missed.
good hold.
And
He just
Fairbairn's
flubbed it.
usually fucking automatic.
Yeah, 28
Oh, my
yards.
God. And honestly, the
28
Texans
yards.
deserve that shit. You can't say they didn't.
Mm-hmm. And then they get the ball back because the defense is good. It wasn't over at that point. They get the
Yep.
ball back, and then CJ Stroud fucking gets safetied up in the end zone, and he just collapses. He
Like,
Will
no.
Levis that shit. He was like, I fucked up.
I mean, I don't blame
fucked
him.
up.
I mean, that was bad.
Mhm.
And
All right.
honestly, heck, the Texans are mega frauds. They've lost, I think, 3 or 4 straight. Like, it's getting bad, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but they've lost 4 of 6.
Mm.
And the Colts game, they only won because AR played like shit, and the Cowboys are terrible. And that was close. That game's deceiving. They are playing terrible football. I mean, honestly, I think the Jacks have a chance. It's
The
in
Jacks.
Duval. Houston looks terrible. And Jacksonville doesn't even have Trevor Lawrence. Like, how?
I don't know.
How? They're terrible. They played like shit. Their defense had 7 sacks on Will Levis in the first fucking half. And they lost. Oh, my goodness. Another pre-snap penalty ruining a touchdown. What a shocking turn of events. They've been doing this shit all year. Like, they are pretty much the Eagles. And you know the team that's really kicking themselves right now? The Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, God.
Because if they don't get swept by the Texans, if they don't have that quarterback debacle where AR plays like shit, then they bring in Flacco, he plays even worse, and then they bring back AR, he does one all against the Jets, and then it was just a frustrating game all around. Like AR, like he didn't actually do that bad. I think the thing was,
No.
every big play he had was undone by an offensive penalty.
Yeah, his stat line is really deceptive.
Yeah, that's
like,
typical Anthony Richardson stat line. It's like less than 50% completion rate, high average, strong running, everything undone by penalties and drops. Yeah, that's Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, and he had another big play wiped out by the
penalty.
Receiver couldn't get his feet down. Couldn't get his feet down.
And then Ogletree got dropped. And then the Ogletree play dropped there, like in the end zone. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
So, I mean, he's still a project, this Anthony Richardson guy. But, you know, the Lions, you knew they were going to handle that. So,
yeah, well, the Lions are the Lions. They just crush everybody. And the Colts schedule coming up. I mean, it's going to be might do something, but I mean, the Broncos are going to be a tough play. Tight. I mean, but it is a manageable schedule once they get past the bye. But the Patriots, I mean, they could play them tough. I mean, because they've been weird. Like, they beat the Bengals and the Bears, but they played like shit otherwise. I don't know what to tell you, but Denver's going to be a tough out.
Yeah.
So you have to hope you run the table otherwise. You lose any other game, you're done.
Next game.
Yes, sir. Minnesota, Chicago. Here's all I'm going to say. This was a shit show. The Vikings had a 99.9% chance to win this game. They were up by 11. 11 with less than a minute left, and they blew it. And the problem is, like, the Bears had blocked field goals aplenty. The Bears are just a horrific experiment. Just to tease their fans and torment them. They are just literally a psychotic break to cause just somebody to break down in horrific fashion. I don't know what else to say. This is the Chicago Bears. Like, it is literally just hitting fucking rakes nonstop. And they have lost 5 in a row in the most mind-numbing fucking fashion when they have too much talent to do so. I don't get it. You have a quarterback now, and it costs you everything else. It's just getting this is what it is. This is what it is. Look, that's him. It's just like, fuck. Just the rakes. And the Bears would be like that just to get hit by rakes. That's it.
The problem is it's Eberflus, right? Like, any Bears fan knows that dude's getting fired. You can't just even if he's a good coach, like, to bring that type of bad luck with you is just unacceptable. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows he's going to be gone. They might as well do it now. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but like, you haven't had a season. Yeah, where a team is lost in such amazing fashion, but they did the impossible. They scored a touchdown, got the onside kick.
Yeah, Caleb you don't get the onside kick. It hit off Johnny Munt's leg, and then Caleb Williams just throws a dart. Like, Caleb Williams probably had his best game as a Bear. Absolutely. And that's the problem. Caleb Williams has been playing his fucking heart out the past few weeks, and now nothing else has come. As he actually did all right here. What he's made of. He had a great drive here. He didn't do well here, but the problem is, like, it's just like they finally fired Shane Waldron. He's finally showing life, and now it's just okay. The Vikings nearly Vikinged, and then the Bears just decided, we're just gonna fuck with our fans again. Why not? I mean, your season's
and the thing
over.
Is, a lot of people are like, no one's talking about the Vikings because they're 9-2. They're like the Chiefs, man. They're a little.
They're escaping.
They're a little sus. Well, they're a little sus up there.
I mean,
no one's
Sam
talking
Darnold
about them.
It's
not like they're beating teams up. You know, the Lions are still in first place, and they're beating teams up. The Vikings are 9-2, and they're squeaking out wins.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. Winning is a thing. I'm not trying to diminish wins, but come playoff time, it's gonna be tough. They might not have the juice in the tank.
Yeah, I would say so.
Shut down.
And I think those are all the 3:00 games. Denver, Las Vegas. This was one of the games of our time.
Yes.
Denver had a very, very, very ugly win. It wasn't pretty. It was a very Steelers-esque win, but they should be fortunate that the Las Vegas Raiders are fucking terrible. They are tanking hard. Gardner Minshew is now out for the season with a broken collarbone. It is Desmond Mitter time. You're fucked. You're so fucked.
Why wouldn't they bring in Daniel Jones, right? Like,
Well, I
Jones
mean, I
cost
think
nothing.
AOC's coming back.
Yeah,
But I think Daniel Jones wants to go to a contender. So I think
That-
he'll
that
go
would be
to
the
like a place
smart
with, I
thing.
mean, Miami might be an option. I think if Minnesota, I mean, if Darnold were injured more than it was, he came back. But I
Mhm.
would say like the Raiders were just giving the Broncos the short yardage passes, the 2-3 yard dink and dunk underneath stuff, and they never adjusted. And it's just bad defense. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
they don't care. They don't care about winning. They're 2-9. They're trying to get the top pick in the draft. They know that they need a quarterback too. They're doing the same thing that the Giants are doing, just not as obviously. They're doing it the
They're just
old-fashioned
bad.
way.
They're just bad.
They're doing it the old-fashioned way by just being shit.
Yep.
Okay, we don't need to talk about that. Was
So,
one of the
I mean,
games of our
yeah,
time.
it was one of our games. Oh, you want another one of the games of our time? Seattle, Arizona. Both of these.
I didn't
teams
even
were
know.
like fucking
I didn't
shit.
pay attention. This game was so fucking boring. I didn't even watch it. Like, I had all the screens up. I didn't even opt in to watch it because it was so
Honestly,
fucking
what
bad.
happened was Kyler and Geno struggled to do anything. Kyler threw a really bad. He airmailed a pick six on a 4th down and short, and that's what won Seattle the game. And Seattle, I believe, is leading the NFC West. I think
Yeah.
they're leading
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
'cause,
they are leading in the NFC West, and San Francisco last. Oh my god!
By the way, the answer is the Bears, Vincent. Of course it is.
Oh,
the
Bears are easily more painful. I mean, the Bengals, you at least have fun with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
The NFC West is terrible.
It's garbage. I mean, San Francisco getting banged up the hell and back. This is the year where they just deal with the curses. And it's getting there. Seattle might win it. Arizona had a chance, and then Kyler just played terrible. And I mean, Seattle has come back from the dead. I mean,
I think
the year is
Arizona's
to
going to
call
win
them
that
frauds.
division.
I mean,
think
NFC
Arizona's
South is
gonna
also
win
in
that
this year
division.
too, because
Yeah.
Atlanta just fucked the pooch the last few weeks.
There's really only 3 teams, and well, maybe 4. Maybe the Packers can, I think maybe the Packers are contenders, but you got the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers are all in the same division. And then you have the Eagles, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's more distributed on the AFC side.
Yeah. And if you want to say anything, I mean, San Francisco, no Brock Purdy, no Nick Bosa, no Trent Williams. I mean, their punishment must be more severe. You're down to Brandon Allen, and you just got smacked. I mean, I was hoping for the San Francisco win. I was praying my heart out for that San Francisco win so I could laugh
that grassy
hysterically, but
salt.
it's like, well, it's not just
Mhm.
that. It's just like it would have been funny. It would have been hilarious, and it just would have hit that year, and it just got bad. And I don't know how to really say it, but San Francisco's in deep shit. I mean,
Yeah.
Brock Purdy is that Brock Purdy. I mean, Brandon Allen he's a backup, but
Yes.
they're just zoning in
They
on
could
McCaffrey.
They still have a chance to win the division though and get into the
Yeah.
playoffs.
But
they're
their
saying,
road
Alex
is tough.
Arenado is saying Brandon Allen is also hurt. Daniel
Brandon
Jones
Allen's hurt too?
season.
No, it's
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs season. It's the Pastronaut. He's coming
the
back.
astronaut.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they got the Bills next week. Oh, dude, they are fucked.
Oh yeah, they are.
They have the
so
Bills, the
fucked.
Dolphins, the Lions, and the Cardinals. They might be under 500. It's
Yeah.
bad. Like
yeah.
these 3 might be losses. The Rams could very well be a loss. Cardinals are going to fight hard. Like they could go 2-4, 1-5 here. It is bad. Like they're done.
What's going on in this Eagles game? Sorry, I'm trying to get an update.
Well, it's 20-14.
behind me.
Eagles are charging. Handoff over to Greenwell up the middle, still moving forward, pushing touchdown. 28-14. Not Gainwell. I
Game's
mean,
over.
Gainwell. But it's the thing.
right.
Be careful about the Eagles. I mean, they always tend to play cock tease. All they have to do is run
Is that
the ball.
it for
and
the
they're fine.
games? Yeah, that's it
all
for
of
the
them. We have 3
games.
buys. It was a
All
shit show
right,
week,
well.
and then we have this game, which we're not going to talk about because it's let's not talk about that. Mike Tomlin coached himself into a cardboard box.
You know what I forgot when we talked about this on
Yeah.
when we talked on the phone was he also waited a long time after
that
the
timeout.
Browns, to call that timeout. Like he burned like 25 seconds or something. Like
Yeah, it
Tomlin fucked that up.
Here's the thing. Tomlin's been around for
Fucked
15
up.
years. He still doesn't know how to manage a game clock. He doesn't know how to manage a 2-point conversion. He doesn't know how to challenge. He has never been that, and he will never delegate it. That's his
No.
problem. He's too stubborn.
Because he knows,
And that's the thing. Like,
standard is the
I know, like, a
standard.
lot of people are saying, like, I know, mentioned on Twitter, it's like the Steelers don't know what they have in Mike Tomlin. It's like, here's the difference. There's a difference between watching the games and like just stat watching and just record watching. But the thing is that, like, Mike Tomlin has a lot of flaws. And the problem is, like, it's not Tomlin that's leading this team to wins. It's TJ Watt and Chris Boswell. Like, if they didn't have those two, they're fucked.
Yeah, high-end talent, baby. High-end
Yeah.
talent. A kicker is leading you to the
Chris
promised land.
Boswell's fucking dominant, dude. Like, if it weren't for Chris Boswell, we have 3 less wins. I'm not joking.
Hey, kicking matters. Look at what happened in the Panthers Chiefs game. That
Panthers Chiefs game,
Butker-
Spencer Schrader.
Yep. The woman hater's not out there, so they can't.
And that's the thing. You can find good kickers anywhere, but finding a good kicker is like gold.
It's
Boswell
so
was
funny
undrafted. Tucker was undrafted. Like, you find them, but when you find them and they're good, you keep them for a long time.
Yes. Well, it's just getting more and more obvious that you just don't draft a kicker. Like Rodrigo Blankenship was drafted. Roberto Aguayo drafted. Like, I can't even think of the last kicker that was drafted that was actually good. Maybe
I mean, Jake Moody has been having trouble.
Aubrey.
He's-
I think Aubrey was.
No, Aubrey was not drafted. Aubrey was from the USFL.
Oh, I think the Money Badger was also drafted, and he was garbage.
I don't think he was
No.
drafted. I mean, I'm
No.
trying to think who
Was
else
McPherson
really
drafted?
I think so. I think he might have been a late round.
Yeah, and he's starting to miss kicks.
Yeah, he missed him wide left. He cost them the game last week.
Mm-hmm. Seabass. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
See, that's like 15.
Janikowski was the first round pick. And that was ironically one of the better Raiders picks of that decade.
Yeah, I know. That actually was a good good pick. But that was how many years ago? And he liked to
That was 20 years ago.
roofie himself.
Over 25 years ago.
Remember apparently Seabass liked to pour GHB in his own drink and then pass out. Crazy.
Happy
All right, we can run. The show's
Yep.
over. We'll see you all on Tuesday on the Dumpster Fire. And don't forget, you can always buy Benchwarmer Brew coffee. You go to benchwarmerbrew.com.
Yep.
And we're doing a Black Friday promo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good if you're a Packers fan.
Yeah, we got to get
know.
over these super chats in the meantime.
No, I got them all. I showed them.
You got 'em all?
I showed them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry
Just want to
about
make
it.
sure. Should trade for
got
Nick
that.
Folk at the deadline. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know if the Titans were going to trade Nick Folk. Remember, it's come a long way. Remember in 2017, that dude was a meme and his career is pretty much over. And then came the AAF. Younghoe Koo, same thing. He was a Charger. He did not look good in his first few games. He got cut.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's
And
automatic.
He's Atlanta Falcons. Oh, he has actually been having trouble like the last couple weeks. So,
Yeah, he missed a late one, though.
Yeah.
Fairburn missed one, too, which was shocking.
Yep.
Yeah, this kicking's been asked this year. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We will see
Yeah,
you
buddy.
on Tuesday on the Dumpster Fire.
Yeah,
We
buddy.
love y'all.
Welcome to Shit
Later.
Show, boys. Back